This was Eclo Resort, a private island paradise for the rich and famous. And I was the backpacker they threw out like trash for not being wealthy enough to be there. They thought I was just another nobody they could bully. They had no idea the nobody they were messing with was a digital forensic accountant. And by the time I was done, their 5-star reviews were the least of what was getting deleted. Have you ever been judged for what you have instead of who you are? Treated as less than because you didn't fit someone's idea of important? If you know that sting, then you'll understand the fuel that powered my journey across 3 countries to bring down a billionaire's playground. Hit subscribe for a story about how the dirty backpacker became their worst nightmare. After years of saving, I quit my high-stress job as a forensic accountant. My plan was simple: 6 months of backpacking through Southeast Asia to find myself. My last splurge was a night at the legendary Eclo Resort. I'd saved for this. I walked into the open-air lobby, my dusty backpack over my shoulder, feeling proud. The manager, a man so polished he looked like he'd never sweated a day in his life, looked me up and down. His name was Julian. He gave me a condescending smile and said, "I'm sorry, miss, there must be a mistake. We have a strict aesthetic to maintain. This isn't a hostel." He claimed my reservation was lost. He refused to even check the computer. He told me in front of a lobby full of snickering guests in linen suits that I was disturbing the ambiance. My dream night ended with security escorting me back to the ferry. The final humiliation: Julian slipped the ferry captain a tip, loud enough for me to hear, "For your trouble dealing with the stowaway." I was stranded. The last ferry was gone. I had to spend the night in a mosquito-infested fishing village, my pride in tatters. But as I sat on that dirty dock, watching the lights of Eclo twinkle in the distance, something in me snapped. It wasn't just anger, it was a cold, professional clarity. I thought to myself, you think I'm beneath you? You have no idea what I'm capable of. You run a resort. I dismantle financial lies for a living. Let's play. That night, I didn't just book a hostel. I opened my laptop. I started digging. Eclo was owned by a reclusive billionaire, Charles Van Corp, and their 5-star reputation was a fortress I was going to lay siege to. My revenge had 3 phases. Phase 1, infiltration. I created a new identity, Bexley, an influencer with 1 million followers. I photoshopped a life of luxury and booked the resort's most expensive villa for a week, paying with a pristine credit card. Julian fell over himself greeting me. It was sickening. While Bexley lounged by the pool, I was working. Phase 2, investigation. I used a portable scanner to find an unsecured Wi-Fi network used by the staff. From there, I accessed their internal systems. And I hit the jackpot. I found it all. They were illegally dumping waste into the coral reef they advertised as pristine. They were using offshore accounts to avoid millions in taxes, and they were systematically underpaying and exploiting their local staff. Eclo wasn't just snobby, it was a criminal enterprise wrapped in a 5-star rating. Phase 3, detonation. I didn't just leak the data, I weaponized it. I created a website called The True Cost of Eclo. I sent tailored evidence packs, the environmental violations to Greenpeace, the tax fraud to the International Revenue Service, and the labor abuses to a famous human rights journalist. I even sent the staff their own payment records showing how they'd been cheated, along with contact info for a labor rights lawyer. The fallout was nuclear. The resort was shut down within a week, Charles Van Corp was facing international charges, and Julian, he was the public face of the scandal. I, as Bexley, checked out early, of course. I sent him one last email from my real account. It read, "Dear Julian, you were right. I didn't belong at your resort. People like me belong in the real world, where we hold people like you accountable. I hope the new ambiance is more to your liking. Sincerely, the stowaway." I continued my travels. The story made global news. I watched it from a hammock in Thailand, drinking a 50-cent coconut. The staff got a massive settlement. The reef is now part of a protected marine park. I didn't just get revenge for one night of humiliation. I helped take down a predator. They thought my value was in my wallet. They learned it was in my mind. They judged a book by its cover, and I rewrote their entire story. If you believe that respect should be given to everyone, regardless of their backpack or their bank account, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments, when have you been underestimated? And subscribe for more stories about the underdogs who travel the world, leaving a little justice in their wake.